Okay, I want to thank you all for watching this edition of Fraser Weekly. And I'm not Megan Shaney. It might say that in the title here, but I'm not Megan Shaney. I am actually I'm Brian West, and I want to thank you all for watching this today. And with me today is Mandie Creed. She is the director for the show of Thunder over Louisville, like the whole kabang, fireworks, air show, everything that's involved with the audio-visual experience with Thunder, all that technical stuff. She is the captain. So I want to thank you all. Thank you for being here, Mandie. And
No problem.
yeah, so I did a little research, and I've discovered that you've been involved in Thunder for just about all of your life. How did that begin?
Well, my dad, Tim Creed, and Wayne Hettinger, who's the producer of Thunder over Louisville, started this back when it very first began, before it was even on the waterfront. I think I was, 5 or 6 years old watching it at the Redbird Stadium. So I grew up with it. It is a part of me. And growing up, if you would have talked to anybody I knew, my dream was to direct Thunder over Louisville.
Oh my goodness.
So that is what was in the back of my head when I went to college and started working. So yeah, it's been a part of my life.
You and your father also have a business, if I remember correctly. It's called Communications Electronic Design.
CED. We do, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's located in Louisville, and we do I call my normal job. Thunder's my fun job. But we do audiovisual installations in museums around the country.
And you've actually installed our audiovisual experience for the Kentucky show here at the Fraser as well.
Yes, we did. Kentucky show was actually one of my first projects, and it was over at the Kentucky Center for the Arts.
Oh, so you did the original installation for the Kentucky show. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's impressive. I also during my research, I learned that you also had to have certain certifications to work in your field in electrical engineering, and so you're one of the, if I remember, you're one of the few women who holds a dual CTS certificate. Now, this might be getting us off the beaten path, but in like layman's terms, what does that mean?
So in our industry, there is it's called a certified technical specialist. There is a CTS, a CTSI, which is an installation specialist, and CTSD, which is a design specialist. Most people have their CTS. Very few have the CTSI or CTSD, and even fewer have both, what are called dual certifications. And I am one of very few women that have both. So worldwide, actually. So it's it's pretty cool.
No, that's impressive. I mean, that's it's like you can build the stuff, you can talk about the stuff, you can design the stuff, you can do it all. It's like you're it's like you're a builder, you're an architect, you can be a foreman, you can that's fantastic.
You learn as you go, and you do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a little bit of everything, I mean, Thunder is like everything here in Louisville, and it's kind of like, for many, it's like the official start of the Kentucky Derby Festival. Mm-hmm. So, how long have you been directing Thunder over Louisville?
Let's see, I've been directing Thunder since 2014, so about 8 years. And then I've been involved. Before that, I was the chief engineer, and that started in 2008. Mm-hmm. So,
what are all the responsibilities that you have as the director? I mean, besides the technical aspects, I mean, what all do you have to do to kind of make everything ready for that day? I mean, how long does it take to get ready for that day on average?
We start the technical side. We started back in January for this year, developing the soundtrack for the fireworks with Wayne Hettinger. So that's really our start. Our goal is to bring Wayne's vision to life. So we work very closely with him and do all the technical aspects behind it. So I have a great crew that I work with that, we set up and design all of the signal communications for the audio signal for up and down the river. This year, we're sending one all the way out to the not new, but the soccer stadium.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, Lynn, yeah.
The Lynn Family Stadium. So we're expanding a little bit this year and using some new technology. And so it takes a full week to set up the Galt House and the signal transmission. So we'll start loading in this coming Friday. And then just a whole week of setup, prep, and meet and have fun till the day of thunder. So
that's a little less. It's a little more than a week away.
A little more than a week away. Yep.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the audio experience, it's not just like you were alluding to just now. It's not just the area that's around the bridges or the waterfront park where the show occurs. It's all across the Ohio River. So what technology is involved there? I mean, is it totally like hardware, or is it a combination of software, or both? I know there's new drone technology too. I mean, how does that all work to kind of?
It's a little bit of everything. We have the audio runs over fiber in some places. It runs over copper. We have some of it goes over an analog microwave, and some of it goes over a digital network microwave. So it really just depends on where the location is, how close it is to the Galt House, and what the best way to get the signal to it is. But we use a combination of those different technologies to get it up and down the river.
I understand. Now I know I know like the fireworks is like world renowned. It was one of the largest displays of fireworks in the world, and it lasts for about 30 minutes on average.
Yep.
And but also the soundtrack is enormously popular. So what was the genesis for it, and how do you and your team and Mr. Hettinger, kind of figure out what tracks to use?
Well, this was a little bit of a different year for us. We had the idea that really to get Kentucky Derby Festival involved, and we picked their brains, people who work there. What are your favorite music? What songs do your kids like to listen to? So really this year it is multiple genres, multiple decades. It's just a little bit of everything. And I think it's really going to bring the crowd together for that big party feeling we all are so looking forward to this year.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the first full-fledged Thunder celebration in about 3 years.
In 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be canceled in 2020, and then there was kind of a more remote version last year. So this is really like the legend does return.
It does, and and it's not just the fireworks this year. We're excited to have the Air Force back. We did the when they had their 50th anniversary. We were proud to have them bring their aircraft and pilots and everybody to come celebrate, and we're doing the same this year for their 75th. So
yeah, notice, yeah,
it's going to be a very cool year. For hopefully we get some great weather, and everybody can really enjoy it.
Right. I have some questions about the aircraft, and so I mean, what are some of the aircraft that we'll be able to see this year? If you mind me asking.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if I can tell you.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Hey, it's okay. Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
And is it? Will you give me the same answer for the soundtrack too? Are there any teases about what might?
I don't have any teases.
Okay.
I've got some limitations. I think it's all going to come out in the next week or so. But stay tuned.
Should we visit the Thunder website for that release?
Yeah, it'll either thunderoverlouisville.org or you can visit or follow Kentucky Derby Festival, and they will be announcing all of that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I mean, what was it like? I mean, for you and your team in, once the pandemic hit and you were trying to like find a way to like have Thunder in 2020, and then what was it like in 2021, and how do you compare those two experiences to what you guys look forward to now? What was, I mean,
Yeah, well, I can vividly remember sitting on a couch with Tim Creed and Matt Gibson, who's now the president at Kentucky Derby Festival, about a month, in February of 2020, and we were all talking about the possibility of the pandemic, and none of us really grasped it at the time. I mean, obviously, it was out there, but it was like, it might last 2 weeks. We're going to be fine.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, that did not happen. And I think everybody was disappointed to see it canceled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it is such a big celebration for Louisvillians. I mean, a lot of people do come from out of town, but I think it's very accessible for everybody in Louisville, whether you're watching it on TV, listening to it on the radio, or, actually at the waterfront. So we were for sure we were going to be back in 2021. And slowly but surely, we had to make other arrangements because it just wasn't safe enough to get everybody out and about. And now everybody's excited. I mean, we're excited to see each other again. We work with a group of people who, some people, it's the only time you get to see them every year. So there's a very different energy. I think everybody's very grateful for the opportunity, and it just shows you how much it means to everybody in the community. So yeah, a little nervous because it's been 3 years since we've done it.
Yeah. Like you might have some sore joints, or you might be a slower for this transition or that cue.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys probably have rehearsals and tech, and so you probably
we do.
It's some of the kinks out.
Yep. So we're going to be up and running a day earlier than usual, just to make sure that we get all those kinks out, and so that by the time Saturday comes, we'll be ready to go.
So I was saying I'm a Louisvillian, but I feel slightly embarrassed when I say this. I've never been a big Thunder person, but I was getting together with my family one Saturday at a restaurant, and my uncle, you told me, hey, this thing's bigger than Derby in terms of just like the amount of people are in one place. Because at Derby, you might have 100,000 people, but with Thunder, you have thousands upon thousands of people. So, I mean, how many people do you have a ballpark figure about how many people attend Thunder each year, like as a total?
Well, each year it varies each year just because of the weather, right? Not many people are going to come down if it's cold and rainy, but if it's nice and sunny, we've had upwards of 800,000 people on the waterfront.
Oh my Lord, that's double the population of the city. That's a lot of people. I mean,
it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Yeah. So my guess, we've got a nice day this year. Everybody wants to be out, right? Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of people this year, which is going to be really exciting.
I mean, how many? Let's see here. Like how many different like aircrafts do you have like that participate, or does that vary too? I guess
that varies too. It really depends on. We typically have a lot of civilian aircraft on top of the military, and this year, we're very heavy in the military aircraft just because of the Air Force is bringing, so many of its aircraft. The other thing that's pretty cool this year that we haven't done, I can't remember the last time we did this, honestly, but Sunday, they're doing a static aircraft display at the National Guard that is open to the public.
Oh, that's great. That's off Great Lane.
Yeah. Cool. You have to register with the Kentucky Derby Festival and take a shuttle there, but
Okay.
I think it's like 10 to 2 that you can walk around and see the different aircraft.
That's fantastic. If you're into airplanes or you're just a gearhead,
Yeah.
or just military history, that's a great opportunity to kind of get up close and personal with these wonderful aircraft.
Yeah.
What are some of the other events related to Thunder that that are not normally done but are being done this year, if any?
Um, that's about it. I mean, there's
Mhm.
still, I know the Science Center has their own events, and which is near you all. I know there's some places over in Southern Indiana that like to throw some parties, and
Yeah,
decided to add the soccer stadium to the mix.
that should be
So
fun.
yeah, so there's
Yeah.
actually a lot of great viewing places for people to go.
I, mm, well, have there been any years for you when you took an off year or you were viewing it someplace else that wasn't the 24th floor of the Galt House, or you've
I've
always
been
been there?
lucky.
You have a streak.
I've always been in the Galt House. Yeah.
Good for you. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
It's very cool if you get the chance to view it from up high and on the river.
Do you is so is it the entire 24th floor that's taken over? Is it just a few rooms? How does that work?
So the command center is the suites of the 24th floor. So it's just the rooms that are on the river side of the hotel. One side is going to is the command center, which is where the announcers are, and the show production side is where me and my team are. And on the other side is the air up side. So what not many people know is that we actually have our own air traffic controller, basically, that takes control from Sanderford Field for that area.
Oh wow.
So any aircraft that goes through what we call the box has to be on our radio channel and in our radar, basically. So
That's a lot of pressure.
a little.
So I read one article online that I don't know if it was your father said it or Mr. Hedinger said it. He said you're cool under pressure, like you're very. Is that true?
It is true.
How
Yeah.
do you how do you keep your calm when everything else is like, chaos or just kind of like constant, you know, back and forth between all the things you have to do? What's your secret?
I think it's genetics.
Okay. So
My dad was the
okay.
same way.
Okay.
It's something that comes naturally to me, and even though I'm not even 5 foot tall, I can, when it comes down to it, I can command a room and make sure that things get done. So
That's a good thing to have when you're a
yeah,
leader. I mean, be
yeah,
able to kind of the buck stops with you.
yeah,
You gotta get things done.
yeah. So
Um,
but I learned from the best. I did.
that's wonderful. I how I mean, as far as technology and Thunder itself, um, you know, if when everything should go according to plan, weather
Mhm.
permitting, um, the Ohio
It's
Valley
always
weather.
that.
Yeah, always, always. But weather permitting, everything goes to plan. Thunder goes without a hitch.
Mhm.
Um, what do you and your team envision Thunder being, say, 5 years down the line, or 10 years down the line, with advancements in immersive technology and different types of, you know, equipment? What do you and your team envision that being like for Thunder, and how would that change Thunder?
That's something we were talking about pre-COVID, because I think that was a hot topic of, how we want to grow this and what do we want to do next. And that kind of got tabled a little bit, when we had to deal with, not having it in 2020 and then a limited version last year. So I think it'll be exciting to figure that out. I don't
Okay.
think we really have plans at this point, but I think it's in the back of everybody's mind.
Well, how about you? What would you like to see
Oh,
changed? What like, personally, like what would you like, is there like a gadget like, oh, we need this. Oh, I want this so badly. Is there anything or and like you're like $10 eyes over?
oh, I don't know.
Okay.
There's, not that I can think of at the moment. No.
Okay. No.
Yeah,
Um, so so Thunder's April 23rd,
it is.
this Saturday. And we're gonna do a
Next.
fest
Oh, yeah.
next Saturday. Excuse me. Next Saturday, everybody. It's next Saturday, everybody. It's not this Saturday. Don't put up a picnic, table and the lawn chairs out this Saturday. It's next Saturday. Yeah, that's my
After
mistake.
Easter.
After Easter, yes. A week after Easter is Thunder.
There you go.
So Saturday 23rd.
Mhm.
So at what time do the festivities begin with Thunder that day?
The opening ceremonies is at 3:00.
Okay. And the air show itself, when will that begin?
Starts at 3,
Another 3.
basically. Yep.
It'll last most of the day and most of the evening.
So the air show goes through about 9:00. Well, I think our last act is typically an aircraft that has lights and some fireworks on it, blown by Matt Youngkin. And then right after that, we'll start into the fireworks at 9:30.
Okay. And then fireworks should last about 30 minutes or so.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything that you think people should know about this year's Thunder that we haven't covered yet, or?
Buy a pin, buy a Pegasus pin.
Okay. Okay.
That'll get you access to like Chow Wagon and those kind of areas. Get some good views.
I got a buddy of mine who used to work here. He lucked out on a gold pin, so he's
nice.
gonna have the VIP access for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I think that about does it for me, Mandie. I want to thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
And you're welcome. You're welcome. I wish you and the rest of your crew nothing but the best for the Saturday after next. And thank you for all that you do for the city and for the rest of us, so that we can have a great day and enjoy ourselves and enjoy our time with our families and friends. And I do this from the bottom of my heart. I wish you and your team nothing but the best. And I hope everything goes off without a hitch.
Well, I appreciate it. Let's bring some good weather and get rid of this rain.
Yes. Please, just some sunshine, blue skies, 70 degrees. Yeah.
That would be perfect.
That'd be perfect. Thank you so much, Andy.
No problem.
Take care.
You too.